Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe Gopi Gopala Venugopala Mukunda Madhava Gopi Gopala Gopi Gopala Venugopala Mukunda Madhava Gopi Gopala Krishna Hari 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 Krishna Radha Jai Radha Jai Shri Radha Shri Radha.
Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachitananda Murtaya Nishprapancha Shantaya Niralambaya Tirase. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachitananda Murtaya Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tirase. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachitananda Murtaya Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tirase. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachitananda Murtaya Nishprapancha Shantaya Niralambaya Tirase. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachitananda Murtaya Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tirase. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachitananda Murtaya Vishprapanchaya Shantaya Hiranandaya Tejase.
Alright, in the next minute or so, slowly, with your eyes closed, come and sit with your legs crossed, rolling through to the right side. Silently come and sit up, finding a steady seat, feeling rooted down deeply to the floor, and closing your eyes, knowing that you're completely safe here. And while you're sitting, maybe you can feel the floor underneath you, rooting your sitting bones a little bit more down so you can really find steadiness in the posture. Resting your hands on the knees with either the palms down or up. Becoming aware of your breath. And maybe today start by focusing on exhaling. I always like using the exhales to really calm down and release everything that needs to be released. So maybe you had a long day and then exhales work really well to let go of the things you no longer need. So you can also create new space for things to come. And just notice if you're waiting for me until the class begins. There's no need for that. It's way more interesting to become aware of what's inside of you. So honey, close your eyes. Yes. And like we always do here at Svaha, to start the class is chanting 3 times Om. So that's what we are going to do now. And Om is really another form of chanting the name of the nameless, the supreme being. Some people like to call it God, but please know that yoga is no religion. But there is in the philosophy of yoga an surrendering to the thought that there is something bigger than you as an individual being. And you can find it in any other being, which also means that you can find it within yourself. So we are going to create this universal sound of Om to arrive in class, but also to tap into the same vibration that connects us all. Uniting the hands together in front of the heart space. Starting with a gentle exhalation. Breathing deeply in, filling up. You can take your time to dedicate your practice to someone else who might need a little help today, by bowing down your head towards the heart. And if you're done, you can raise your hands down to the knees and keep your eyes closed for as long as we are going to chant, and I'm going to share you some things from the Yoga Sutras. So I was just now already talking about Om, the sound of Om. And we are going to play with that a little bit more, and we can even use it as a breathing exercise, a pranayama exercise. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you to create again this sound of Om, and just join whenever you feel ready. So we are not going to chant Om together and listen to the silence in between, but we are going to create this continuous sound of Om, because we all have another length of breath, another capacity in the lungs. So just join whenever you feel ready, and you will also at one point just notice that the sound will fade away. So don't be afraid to open your mouth and open your heart and just let the sound come out. Feel the vibration of the chanting within your whole system. And really use it as a pranayama exercise to become more aware of the breath and use this breath and a sound as transformation. I'm going to start, and please join me if you feel ready. Without any judgments, just notice what that has done to your system. Without any expectations, of course, so no judgment. Just simply tap in with how you're feeling right in this moment. Not clinging to the past, looking for a certain experience that you had before, or expect how it actually should be if you're a good yogi. It's really not important. So this month we are discussing the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. And the second part of the Yoga Sutras is actually the portion on practice. So it becomes really practical on how to implement yoga philosophy into your life. And it starts with this. Translated, of course. Accepting pain as help for purification, study of the spiritual books, and surrender to the Supreme Being constitute yoga in practice. So if you came here with the idea that yoga is only about stretching, becoming more flexible and stronger, then yeah, this practical instructions might change your mind about that. So I'd like to focus today on tapas, because tapas is often misunderstood and is being translated as mortification or austerity, while it actually stands for something completely different here. So tapas means to burn or to create heat. And anything burned out will become purified. So, for example, like it's really about burning the mental impurities in yoga. So that also means that we accept all the pain that comes to us, even though the nature of our mind looks for pleasurable things, right? We can fully accept pain that comes on our path, right? So we can actually be happy to receive pain if we keep in mind that it has a purifying effect on us. And such acceptance, like really deep acceptance, makes the mind steady and strong. But we might have seen yogis. If you Google yoga, then you might see all these pictures, right? About a beautiful blonde woman in a green field, lifting her arms up with an open heart and a smile with beautiful white teeth. That, yeah, you really start to assume that yoga is about being happy, right? And about all these beautiful people having a good life. It's not only love and light in yoga, actually. And this is what Patanjali describes also in his practical instruction. It's actually about being uncomfortable, although it might seem that it is forbidden to be uncomfortable. For example, you have to be nice and avoid negative feelings at all costs. To be honest, this really kills a spiritual practice. In order to have a spiritual practice, which truly is yoga, then you need to be willing to really dive into the darkest darkness within you. And be fucking uncomfortable. And see all the hideous places within yourself. All the shame and the blame and the fear of not being good enough. And really dig through that pain. Of course, I'm not talking you into a depression or something. But it's truly about receiving the pain as a gift. And use it as a tool for transformation. So when you are dealing with pain, which happens to me at least on a daily basis, because I might feel rejected by one of my colleagues, or I feel ashamed because I'm not good in something, you know, like we have all these things which are big and small that comes to us on a daily basis. But when we become more aware of all these things that are being raised in our mind, we can actually observe it and stop identifying with all the emotions that come with the pain. So simply try observe it and acknowledge, accept with other words, that they are there. And by that acceptance, you can also start releasing it. Because you can actually start to feel within your own system that you are not those emotions that come with the pain, but you're simply having those emotions. And you are not those emotions. That's a really big difference. So moving through all the drama in your life as being the witness who sees it happening, instead of being the drama itself. And that's where the yoga practice becomes very practical in our daily life. Because then we can really use it as a tool of self-transformation. And of course also on the physical practice that we are going to share today, we might bump into painful feelings. Like, I'm not good in this, or I wish I was better than this, or look at my neighbor, what a fantastic body she or he has, and look at my own body and all the pain that comes with the identification of the body, of course. You know, like the practice that we have on the mat is like a big metaphor of how we also react to all those obstacles in our daily life. So this practice today that we are going to share is really to become, to really, learn to become the witness and become more aware of all those things. And then yoga becomes way more interesting than only stretching the body and becoming stronger, because then it's really a tool for self-transformation. All right, so that's it for now, and maybe share a little bit later. So let's slowly start to open the eyes. And just notice if you're happy that you can move and stretch your legs. It's very personal. Of course, it might be true for you, but at least notice it, becoming aware of the things that happen in your mind. Stretching the legs, maybe massaging your knees, placing the block to the sides. And let's see if we can first bend the right leg in. So we place one hand between the left leg and the right foot, just to know that the foot is in front of our sitting bone. And then we are going to place the right hand behind us, so we can really lift out of the lower back, and we can press ourselves to the front of the sitting bone, so we're not hanging in the lower back. On the inhale, we are going to lift the left arm up. Exhale, stay here. On the inhale, lifting a little bit higher, feeling the stretch in the whole spine. And on the exhale, twist and turn from the navel area to the right side, and then hug that knee into your chest. Maybe walk your right hand a little bit further away, looking over your right shoulder. Breathing deeply in, feeling the length throughout the whole spine. And exhaling, twisting and turning a little bit more. Breathing deeply in, maybe you can focus on the space in the lower back so you don't hang in that lower back. Breathing deeply in and exhale. And let's take one more breath. And out. On the inhale, come back to the center. Stretch the right leg out. And then let's come to the other side. So now we are going to bend the left leg in. And again, we have one hand distance between the leg and the foot. Placing the left hand behind us, come high on your fingertips and already come to sit up straight. So feeling the length throughout the whole spine, reaching up through the crown of the head. And then lifting out of your lower back. On the inhale, lifting your right arm up. Exhale, staying here. Taking one more deep breath in, elongating the spine. And on the exhale, twist and turn to the left side. So the twist really comes from the navel area. There you can twist maybe a little bit further on the exhale. Walking your left hand maybe a little bit further away from the body. So your shoulders are equally down towards the floor. Your right foot is still flexed, so maybe pay a little attention to the right foot. Toes are being pointed up to the ceiling. Breathing deeply in. On the inhale you lift. And on the exhale you twist and turn a little bit further to the left side. Taking one more deep breath in. And exhale. On the inhale, let's come back to the center. And then just shake out the legs again. And then cross the legs. And come to hands and knees. So when we are on all fours, we want to find the hands right underneath the shoulders, spreading the fingers super wide. And maybe you can place the roots of the fingers a little bit further down to the floor. So there's really a steady, deep connection to the floor. And the knees are right underneath the hips. If you look through the legs, you don't want to be able to see the feet. Alright, without losing the connection to the floor, curl the toes under, bring the seat back to the heels. And let's take a deep breath in, finding that toe stretch. And exhale. Slowly start to lift the knees off the floor and come to a downward facing dog. So first we start building up the whole posture from the floor. So feel the feet and the hands steadily on the floor. You want to place the roots of the toes and the fingers a little bit more down into the earth. From there, turn the underarms a little bit more in, upper arms more out so the shoulders come away from the ears. And from there you want to find a lot of length in your whole spine, really stretching out. Taking a deep breath in and exhaling through the mouth. Breathing deeply in, filling up. Exhaling, breathing out through the mouth. Breathing deeply in. The next time we keep the lips closed, but we want to make the same sound in the back of the throat. Creating an audible breath. So we really start to listen to our own breath. So we are breathing with sound. Maybe on the inhales too. This is the type of breath that you want to keep during the rest of your practice. It's called an ujjayi breath. Alright, on the next inhale, slowly come forwards to a high plank. Pressing your heels away, staying there for the exhale, feeling the strength in your belly. Taking one more deep breath in. And on the exhale, very slowly, in one straight line, lower the whole body down to the floor. Now point the toes, and on the inhale, let's lift the chest, let's lift the knees. And exhaling, come down to the floor. Let's curl the toes under first, bring the seat back to the heels. And on the exhale, start to straighten the legs. And again, come back to the downward facing dog. There should be the same distance between the hands and the feet. And the feet are hip width apart. So really make sure that they are wide enough, not too wide. And you want to draw your shoulder blades together on the back. So there is softness in your shoulders. Your shoulders don't reach all the way up towards your ears. And maybe now this is a good moment to really try and straighten your legs. I want to hear you breathing actually. So really create this sound of the breath so your neighbor can listen to it and you can listen to it yourself. And that really takes you out of your mind and more into your body. Slowly start to walk the hands back towards the feet. And bend your knees so you can place your belly on the thighs. Let your head hang so your neck and your shoulders become super soft. Feeling the feet standing on the floor. And from that steady connection to the floor, on the inhale, come to roll up slowly and on the breath. Bring your head up last. rolling your shoulders 3 times to the back. Nice Ujjayi breath. And to the front. So we also really wake up the joints. Beautiful. And then let's come to stand at the front of the mat. And yoga, we always breathe on the breath. Like we breathe and we connect the breath together with the motions. So let's bring the hands together in front of the heart space and let's make a very simple movement so we can try to understand how this breath works together with the movement works. Alright, so the big toes are together, the side of the feet are parallel to the floor, and you want to drop your tailbone more towards your heels. So your stand becomes very active. Hands in front of the heart, exhaling together. On the inhale, you're going to take the arms all the way up, using the whole breath in, and the whole exhale to bring the hands back in front of the heart. When the hands are in front of the heart, the exhale stops. So now a full breath in, lifting your arms up, and a full exhale to bring the hands in front of the heart space. Let's make the movement a little bit bigger. Inhaling, lifting the arms, look up at your thumbs. And on the exhale, we are going to dive forwards. On the inhale, let's lift the arms all the way up, making a big circle. Look up at your thumbs. And exhaling, hands in front of your heart. One more time on the inhale, lifting the arms up high. And now on the exhale, start falling forwards. On the inhale, lifting your arms up high. Really open your heart space. Look up at your thumbs. And exhaling, hands together in front of your hearts. Now close your eyes, take a breath or two to come back to your own natural breath. Breathing through the nose. And then opening your eyes, exhaling together. On the inhale, lifting your arms up high. And now on the exhale, fold forward over the legs. On the inhale, lift your chest up, bending your knees, and now stepping the right foot back. And on the exhale, stepping the left foot back, come to a downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in and out. On the inhale, lifting your right foot up. And let's keep it there, lifting your right foot a little bit higher. Pointing your toes down towards the floor, making sure that your hips are leveled. And maybe you can stretch the leg a little bit more, taking the weight out of the hands. Exhaling. Taking one more breath. And on the exhale, we're going to bend the leg. Snap it in between the hands. Maybe with a little help of the hands. Making sure that the feet are hip width apart. And then on the inhale, let's lift the arms up in one go. Exhale, sinking a little bit deeper in the posture. Breathing deeply in, filling up. Stretching out through the fingers. Exhaling. Breathing deeply in. And out. Let's take one more breath. And out. On the inhale, bringing the hands back towards the floor, come to a high plank. And on the exhale, lower the whole body down to the floor. Pointed toes, and on the inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, come back down to the floor, curl the toes under. Bring the seat back to the heels, and from there, start to straighten the legs. Come to a down dog. Breathing deeply in. And out. On the inhale, lifting the left leg up, keep it there. Make sure that the toes are pointing down towards the floor, flexing the foot, lifting the leg a little bit higher. Make sure that your hips stay leveled. And exhale, taking one more inhale. And on the exhale, bend the knee, use your belly muscles to place the foot in between your hands. Feet are hip width apart. Then on the inhale, really use the breath in to lift the arms up high. And exhale, sinking a little bit deeper in the posture. So the front leg, the thigh is really parallel to the floor. And you want to press that right foot back. So your whole back leg is straight and active. 2 straight arms reaching up through the fingertips. Exhaling, soften your shoulders, feeling strength from below. Breathing deeply in and out. On the whole breath in, bring your hands back towards the floor. And then stepping back to a high plank. Exhaling, lowering the whole body down to the floor. Point the toes, and on the inhale, lift the chest, lift the legs, lift the knees. Exhale, come back to the floor. Curl the toes under. Bring the seat back to the heels. And straighten the legs in a downward facing dog. Look at your hands now. Yes. Are the fingers really spread wide? That's not the case. Lift the fingers all the way up from the floor. Spread them a little bit wider. And then bring the roots of the fingers a little bit more down to the floor. And then the rest of the fingers. You want to press the inner hands especially down towards the floor. So there's a steady connection to the mats. Breathing deeply in. Feeling the length in the spine. Stretching the legs a little bit more. Exhaling. Feeling the strength just below your navel. Let's take one more breath. And out. On the inhale, let's lift the right foot up. And again, place it in between your hands. And feet are hip width apart. On the inhale, lifting the arms up high. Exhale, sinking a little bit deeper. Breathing deeply in. And out. Breathing deeply in, feeling the length throughout the spine. And exhale. On the inhale, we're going to bring the hands to the floor. The left hand stays down this time, and then on the inhale, the right hand lifts up. We come for a simple twist. So here you really want to bring your shoulders, your arms in one beautiful line. Reaching up through the fingers, keeping the fingers together. So you can really shoot the energy up from your fingers all the way up to the ceiling. Breathing deeply in, feeling the openness in your chest. Exhale, pull your navel in and up towards the spine. And then on the next inhale, bring the hand down to the floor. Come to a high plank. And from the high plank on the exhale, come to lay down on the floor. Point the toes, and on the inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, come back down to the floor. Curl the toes under. Bring the seat back to the heels. And straighten the legs in a downward facing dog. Taking one breath in between. And out. On the inhale, left leg up. Bring it in between the hands. And in one inhale, using really the inhale to lift the arms up. Exhale, sinking deeper into the posture. Breathing deeply in, stretching the arms a little bit more. Fingers are together. Exhale, softening your shoulders. Softening the gaze. Breathing in. And out. Let's take one more breath, pressing the right heel away so your stand becomes more active and steady. Alright, on the inhale, bring the hands down to the floor. This time the right hand stays down, connected to the floor. On the inhale, lift the left arm up and really bring your arms in one line. Look towards your left hand. Open your heart space a little bit more, stretching the arms and really try to align the shoulders. Breathing in, filling up. Exhale. Let's take one more breath. And out. On the inhale, hands back to the floor. Stepping gently back, high plank. Exhale, lower the whole body down to the floor. So we point the toes, and on the inhale, we lift the chest and the knees. So we really engage the legs. Exhale, we come back to the floor. And then curl the toes under, bring the seat back to the heels. And from there, we are going to straighten the legs. Come to a down dog. Feet are hip width apart and really try to find length in the spine. So from the floor, you really want to press your hands into the floor like you're pressing the earth away. And from there, you build up your whole downward facing dog. So there's length in your spine, there's spaciousness in your lower back. And from there, reaching the heels a little bit further down towards the floor. Breathing deeply in, filling up the whole chest. And exhale. On the the next inhale, come forwards to a high plank. This time the right hand in the middle. And then we are going to roll to the outside of the right foot. Step the left foot on top of it. And we come to a sidewards plank, Fascistasana. So lifting the left arm up. And again, we try to bring the arms in one beautiful line. And if you have the balance, you can even look up towards that left hand. Pressing your pubic bone forwards, your tailbone reaching towards your heels. So your stand becomes very active, like we were standing on the floor just now. Taking one more breath in and out. On the next inhale, hands back to the floor. Take a deep breath in the down dog. And exhale, open the mouth, releasing the air through the mouth. On the next inhale, shoulders forwards, high plank. Left hand in the middle. Roll to the outside of the left foot. And come to the other side. So you really want to lift your hips so high, so your hips are in one line with the rest of your body. So really try to create this body awareness. Pressing your pubic bone forwards. Maybe look up to that right hand. And if it's not your day, then simply welcome it. It's all fine. Bring your hand down to the floor. Come to a high plank. And from there, lower the whole body down to the floor. On the inhale, lift your chest, lift the knees. Shoulder blades together on the back. Exhale, come back to the floor. Curl the toes under, and let's bring the seat back to the heels. And let's stretch out in a downward facing dog. Breathing deeply in and out. Breathing deeply in, feeling the length in the spine. And out. Breathing deeply in. And exhale. Let's bring the knees to the width of the mat. Let's come to rest in a quiet child's pose. Allowing the whole body to sink towards the floor. So softening your shoulders. And just notice if there's some tension anywhere in the body. If you notice this tension, bring some loving acceptance to it. Just welcome it with open arms. And then from there, try to release it. And if there's a lot of tension, simply become aware of it. Don't judge yourself like, I'm so tensed up. There's no need for that. If you fight against it, it only becomes worse. You start accepting it, acknowledge it, it will fade away. The same thing happens with pain in our life. We deny it, we try to push it away, and it becomes bigger and bigger. We simply lovingly observe it, welcome it, accept it, and it will be released. All the pain that was built up over your whole lifetime until now can be released. This is really possible. Slowly come to roll up, and really rolling up slowly. Bringing up your head up last, and come to a downward facing dog. Stretching out, and maybe just notice how the downward facing dog feels now after a little rest, without any expectations of how it should be. Just feel it as a brand new downward facing dog. No recollection of the past. Walking your hands back towards the feet. And if you need, you can bend your knees so you can place your belly on the thighs. And let's interlace the fingers
shoulders behind you. The feet should be now more or less underneath the sitting bones. And then we already start bringing the hands towards the floor ahead of us. Look a little bit ahead, take a long and deep breath in. And on the exhale, we're going to fold forwards over 2 straight legs. So really straighten your legs as much as you can. Dividing the weight over the whole platform of both feet. So you're not hanging in your heels, you're not cramping your toes. Really try to be honest about it. Opening your shoulders while you bring your hands a little bit more in the direction of the floor. On the inhale, you want to find a little bit more space and length. And on the exhale, you want to come a little bit more forwards. Let's take one final breath here. And on the exhale, release the hands, bend the knees deeply. So again, you can place your belly on the thighs. And shaking your head gently from left to right. And softening the shoulders. And from the steady connection with the feet to the floor, on the inhale, come to roll up slowly. Bringing your head up last. And then coming to stand. Let's come to stand with the feet wide and the face in this direction of the puja. I will do it the other way around. Otherwise the people at home really look to my back and it's not so nice, of course. So there should be 1 leg distance between the feet. Of course everyone has different length of the leg, so try to measure it for yourself. You also can spread your arms wide out to the side and then check your hands if they're more or less above the feet. Then that's a good distance. And then you want to turn the toes a little bit more in. And the outer feet are pressing into the floor. Alright, on the inhale, stretch the arms a little bit more out to the side. So there's really a lot of space in your chest. And you want to keep that space when you are going to bring your hands to your waist. On the inhale, now look up to your nose. You even want to make the space in your chest a little bit bigger. And on the exhale, come halfway forwards. Placing your hands underneath your chest. And if you have a block handy, then place that block underneath your chest, maybe on the short side, maybe on the long side. So you can really bring your spine vertical without a lot of effort. Placing your left hand on top of it. Placing your right hand on your sacrum. So this is a very good self-adjust. On the inhale, you want to find a little bit more length in the spine. And on the exhale, you twist and turn to the right side without moving your hips. So that's why the right hand is on the sacrum, so we can really feel the location of the hips. Sacrum is still equal. And you can stay here. Try to twist a little bit further out to the right side, but you can also start lifting this right hand towards the ceiling. Look towards the right hand if possible. And breathing in, finding length in the spine. And on the exhale, you twist and turn a little bit more open to the right side. Breathing in and out. Let's take one more breath. And out. On the inhale now, bring the right hand down to the floor, switch hands, and then place the left hand on your sacrum. So on the inhale, you first want to find length throughout the spine. And on the exhale, you twist and turn to the left side. You might want to keep your hands on your hand on your sacrum. And the other option is to lift the left arm up and really open the chest. Try to bring the shoulders in one line and look up towards that left hand. Your legs stay engaged. Breathing in and out. Breathing in. Try to bring your shoulders a little bit more in one line. And out. Bring your hand down to the floor. Place a block to the sides. And with your hands underneath your shoulders, one more time. On the inhale, look up. And on the exhale, walk your hands in one line with the feet. And come forwards. Bring your chin towards your chest. Taking a couple of gentle breaths in the forward bend. On the inhale, slowly look up, place your hands in the hips, and then press your feet down into the floor. And while you do that, lift yourself all the way up, and then bend the knees. And jump, feet together, or step the feet together. Shake out the legs. Let's come and move, creating a little bit more heat. Already hear the music, so you know what's coming up. Bring the hands together in front of the heart, coming and stand in front of at the front of your mat. Big toes are together, tailbone down towards the heels. Exhaling. On the inhale, with your thumbs bent and knees, start to scoop up, arch just a little bit back. Exhale, now fold forward over the legs. Inhale, lifting the chest up, bending the knees, and stepping back to a downward facing dog. Breathing in, finding length in the spine. And out. On the inhale, right foot up. Step forwards in between the hands. Left heel turns down to the floor. On the inhale, using the whole inhale to lift the arms up. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper in your front leg. So the front leg is parallel to the floor. The left heel is steadily down on the floor. So really make sure that outer foot presses into the floor. And from there, see if you can twist and turn your whole upper body a little bit more towards the front. Hands are glued together so you can really engage the arms. Breathing deeply in, finding a long line, lifting up towards the ceiling. And now on the exhale, open the arms and come to a warrior two. Palms are down to the floor. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. So you really feel those thighs working. Breathing deeply in, arms are in one line. Exhale, pulling the belly a little bit in and up so you feel the strength coming from your lower belly. Let's take one more breath. And out. On the inhale, hands back to the floor. Come to a downward facing dog. Take one breath in between. And out. On the inhale, lifting the left leg up. Place it in between your hands. Right heel comes down to the floor in one go. On the inhale, lifting your arms up high. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper in your front leg. Really try to press the hand palms together, creating a beautiful line out of your arms. But in the same time, you want to release and soften your shoulders. Breathing deeply in and out. Taking one more full and deep breath in. And on the exhale now, open up, warrior two. So you might want to check your back arm to see if it's in one line with the front. Gazing back steadily over the front. Breathing deeply in and out. Breathing deeply in, reaching your hands in two directions to the front and back. And let's take one final breath here. And out. On the inhale now, hands to the floor, come to a high plank. And this time from the high plank, we're coming to a low plank chaturanga. Just bending the elbows, come 10 centimeters above the floor. And then on the inhale, rolling over the 10 toes. And from there, rolling back, downward facing dog. Taking 5 breaths. Exhale, pull your belly button in and up towards the spine. Breathing deeply in and out. Breathing deeply in and out. Let's take one final breath. And exhale. On the inhale, lifting the right foot up and step it in between your hands. Left hip comes down to the floor. Really make sure that you have enough space between the feet. On the inhale, lifting your arms up high and immediately open up, warrior two. Taking one inhale in the warrior two and out. Now on the inhale, let's straighten the front leg. So both legs are straight, quadriceps are engaged. And And you want to lift the kneecaps. On the inhale, now reach forward as far as you can. Bring the right hand down to the shin or ankle. Maybe on a block if that's more comfortable for you. Lifting the left arm up. So also here you want to work on bringing your arms in one beautiful line. Reaching up through that left hand. You actually want to look to that left hand. Breathing deeply in, filling up the whole chest. Exhale, pull the belly button in and up towards the spine. Taking one more breath in. And out. Look down. And on the inhale, now lifting up. Exhale, bending the front leg. On the inhale, bring your hands back to the floor. And stepping back to a downward facing dog. Take one breath in between. And out. On the inhale, lifting the left arm up. Left foot up. Alright, and then bring your right heel down to the floor. And from there in one go, lifting your arms up high, opening up warrior two. Staying there for one breath. And exhale. Now on the inhale, straighten your front leg. And wait here for the exhale. So you can engage your legs. On the inhale, now reach forward. So there's length on both sides of the upper body. Bring the left hand down to the shin or ankle. Lifting the right arm up. And also here you want to work on opening your chest. Align your shoulders. And reaching up through the fingers. Breathing deeply in. And out. Breathing deeply in. Filling up. Exhale. Taking one final breath. And out. Now look down. And from your back foot on the inhale, lifting up. Exhaling, bending your front leg. On the inhale, bring your hands to the floor. Come to a high plank. And on the exhale now, come to a low plank chaturanga. On the inhale, rolling over the toes. Shoulder blades together on the back. Exhale, rolling back. Downward facing dog. Taking 5 breaths. So be honest to yourself. Checking your own downward facing dog. Spreading the fingers wide. Bring the roots of the fingers and the toes more down to the floor. So building the whole posture from the floor all the way up to the highest points of the body. Finding a stretch, finding softness and openness. Maybe you need to work hard over time. This posture will become your resting posture. Don't judge if that's not how it feels today. Just have some patience. Taking one more breath. And out. On the inhale, lifting your right foot up. And let's step it in between the hands. And then the right heel comes to the floor. If you have a block handy, place it on the inside of the right foot. Place a right hand on top of it. And then you want to press the right elbow to the inside of the right knee. So you really create a strong, steady base there. Let's turn the left heel a little bit further away from the body. And make sure that the outside of the foot is really pressing into the floor. And if that's a good base, then on the inhale, lifting your left arm up. First in one line with your right arm. And if you have the space, so that's not really needed, you can bring the arm over your face into the room. And look underneath your armpit to the sky. Turning the left side of the chest a little bit more up towards the ceiling. Breathing deeply, and there's really a lot of space where you can breathe to. Exhale, pull your belly button in and up to create strength and a grounded sensation in the posture. Breathing in and out. Let's take one more breath. And out. Let's look down. And place the block to the side. Come to a downward facing dog. And let's take one breath in between. And out. On the inhale, left foot up. And step it in between your hands. This time the right hand Right foot comes down to the floor. Block on the inside of the left foot. And also here you want to create a steady foundation. So really press this elbow to the inner left knee. Right heel a little bit further away from the body. So the toe really comes in a little bit. On the inhale, bring the right arm up. And you can stay here, aligning the arms and the shoulders. Or if you like, you can bring the arms over your beautiful face, looking underneath the armpit to the sky. Breathing in towards your full chest. Exhale. Breathing in and out. Take one more breath. And out. Look down. Place the block to the side. Frame your front foot. And gently step back to a high plank. And from the high plank, come to a low plank chaturanga. On the inhale, now roll over the toes. Upward facing dog, really bring your shoulder blades together on the back. Lowering your shoulders a little bit. And then from there, rolling gently back, downward facing dog. Let's take 5 breaths. Breathing deeply in. And out. Breathing deeply in. And exhale. Breathing in 3. And out. Let's take a breath in. And out. And one more breath. And one more time. Out. Bring the knees to the width of the mat. Come to rest in a child's pose. Allowing the belly to really soften up. Let it sink between your 2 thighs. Melting towards the floor with either your arms backwards, with palms open, or with your arms to the front. Placing your hands down to the floor. But you want to be comfortable here. This is really your resting point. Becoming aware of all the sensations in the body. You can let go of the breath for now. Just allow it to happen all by itself. So now let's all bring the arms forwards. And let's come high on the fingertips. So you might want to look towards your hands to see if the fingers are really high enough. And then we are going to slide the left arm underneath the right arm. And then we start bringing the left ear towards the floor. But still reaching with the sitting bones towards the heels. You can come with your right hand fully down towards the floor. And try to release and relax into the posture. Gentle breathing. Also in this posture, your hips should be equally down to the floor. So really try to create this body intelligence, having this intimate relationship with yourself. To know where your hips are right now. And from there, sinking a little bit deeper into the posture. Taking one more gentle breath. Alright. On the inhale, let's come back to the center. Again, both arms are out straight to the front, high on the fingertips. And now the right arm slides underneath the left arm. You can bring your full right shoulder down to the floor. Right ear comes down.
Reach your sitting bones in the direction of your heels. And then bring the full left hand palm down to the floor. So by bringing the hand palm down to the floor, you can either also ground down a little bit more through the posture. Gentle breathing.
And on the next inhale, coming back to the center.
And I rest one more time for 3 breaths. 3 gentle breaths in a child's pose.
This child's pose can be easily used to just allow everything to slide from your shoulders. You're releasing a little bit more in the posture, creating this beautiful acceptance. Right. From there, slowly come to roll up. Bring your head up last. Don't rush. And bring the knees together. And from there, bring your feet to the right side, to the side, and then straighten them out to the front. So maybe you'd like to massage your knees if that feels good for you. Maybe moving your feet from left to right. And then we're going to bend the right knee in, close the knee first, and then bring it out to the side. So maybe you want to bring something below your knee if the knee doesn't come comfortably down to the floor. Don't judge yourself for it, it's totally fine to do that. And then bring your left hand behind you. You want to flex the left foot, so you really start engaging the whole leg. You can feel that your quadriceps are really active. You want to keep that activeness when we come forwards. So first on the inhale, lifting the right arm up. And with that length, you want to come forwards on the exhale, holding the outside, the left foot, and then cross over with the left arm. On the inhale, lift the chest, look forwards. And on the exhale, folding forward over the left and active leg. So don't pull yourself with force to the front. There's really no need for that. Using the breath to come a little bit more into the posture. Accepting who you are and where you are, and from there, see if you can create this acceptance. This quality of acceptance. Welcome it also in this posture. So if you strain, if you feel that there's a lot of tension in your neck, your shoulders, see if you can breathe it away. There's actually no need for like really hard work. Just allow the forward bend to happen by itself. Of course you feel that you're doing something. Yoga is not about sitting back. It's about observing and noticing what is going on in your mind and in your body, so you really create this intimate relationship with yourself, knowing who you are. From there, also start to know how you exit the world and all things like that. Now on the inhale, look up. Exhale, letting go of your feet, sliding your head slowly up. And then bring the right knee in. Straighten it out to the front. And let's come to the other side. So bending the left knee in. Bring it out to the side. Maybe with something underneath your knee. That works better. And then your right hand is behind you. And the right foot is flexed definitely. So you really engage the full leg. On the inhale, now lifting the left arm up. And coming over that straight right leg. Crossing over with the right arm. On the inhale, you bring your chest and your gaze a little bit more forwards. And exhale, now folding over the right leg. Pulling from your hips. And using the breath maybe to come a little bit deeper in the posture.
Siaram Jai Jai Hanuman Jai Siaram Jai
Heel erg met het bovenknie. Maar je wil dit juist wat meer open houden. Dus probeer het hier vast. Dus kan je misschien beter hier vasthouden. Nou, helemaal niet dat je met je voet kan vasthouden. Maar hier wil je flexibiliteit beginnen te krijgen. Ja. Schouderbladen meer samen trekken. Ja, super. Alright, on the next inhale, look up. And letting go of your front foot, sliding your hand gently up. Bring the left knee in and then straighten it out to the front. And now we come to Paschimottanasana. So now your two legs are active, pulling the toes towards you. And you want to lift out of your sitting bones, having space really in your lower back. And from there on the inhale, lifting your arms up, feeling length in the arms, feeling length in the spine, and openness in your chest. And exhale, come forwards. Without compromising on that length and that space, holding maybe the outside of your ankles or the feet. On the inhale, lifting your chest. On the exhale, holding over two straight legs. We're going to stay here for 10 deep breaths. So using the breath to slide breath by breath deeper into the posture. Just notice what kind of emotions this posture brings up, what kind of thoughts this posture brings up. And for now, really try to not deny them or push them away. Try to observe them, acknowledge them, welcome them. Just notice what's happening then with those emotions, with those thoughts. Just a little practice for yourself while we're here in Paschimottanasana. Taking 5 more breaths. Up, and then placing the hands behind you, fingers are pointing forwards, and then we're bending in the knees, placing the hands and the feet steadily on the floor. And on the next inhale, we're going to open up the chest already. On the exhale, bring the tailbone between the legs, lifting the hips up, come to a tabletop, and pressing the hands and feet really down into the floor, lifting a little bit more up from there. And if you can no longer see your knees, then slowly start bringing the gaze back. Opening your throat, breathing deeply towards your chest, 3 times. And next exhale, slowly lower your hips back to the floor. And then place your hands next to your hips. And let's lift the legs up to come to Navasana. So the big toes are really together. Try to bring your legs as straight as possible. And then we're going to bring the arms parallel to the floor. Lifting the shoulders up towards your ears and then draw your shoulder blades together on the back. So you bring the shoulders more away from the ears. Breathing. And bring the gaze towards your toes maybe or towards your knees. Think of something nice. So it's not such a torture. One more breath. And on the exhale, bend your knees. Place your hands on the floor, stretching out in a down dog. And just notice that this down dog feels maybe as a release compared to the previous posture, Navasana. So it's all very relative, of course. Spreading your fingers a little bit more. Breathing deeply in. Exhale, opening the mouth, releasing the air through the mouth. Gently. Inhale now, shoulders forwards to a high plank. Exhale, come to a low plank, chaturanga. On the inhale, inhale, rolling over your toes, staying there, in upward facing dog. And straightening the arms a little bit more without overstretching the elbows. And lengthening your lower back so your tailbone reaches more towards your heels. And you can open your chest a little bit more. And then on the next exhale, rolling gently back, downward facing dog. Breathing deeply in and out. On the inhale, right foot up. Step it in between your hands. And then let's hold the outside of the right foot. Walk the left hand a little bit more out to the front. And then using the breath in to lift the left leg up. And first bring your belly a little bit away from that right leg. And on the exhale, we're going to fold forwards over this right standing leg. And come to a standing split. Or try to aim for it. That's also a good one. Point your toes to the left foot. And really surrender a little bit more into the posture. By bending further over that right standing leg. Taking one more breath. And then let's bend both knees deeply. And bring the left knee to the outside of the right foot. And then come and sit on your butt. Yes. Alright, so the full right foot is now onto the floor. And the left, it's kind of complicated, isn't it? Yeah. And the left heel is near your right sitting bone. Great. So don't compromise while moving in the posture. This right big toe stays on the floor. Okay? Right hand behind you. And first you want to press yourself again to the front of your sitting bones. So you're going to create a lot of length and space in your lower back. We need that space in the lower back if we twist. So the focus today, this week, is twistings. And we twist in the spine, right? But we always want to elongate the spine first. And with a full length in the spine, then you want to twist and turn. So never twist simply like this, hanging in your lower back. You first want to stretch the spine. Okay? So first on the inhale, lifting the left arm up, elongating the spine. And on the exhale, twist and turn to the right side. And then hug your knee into the chest. Walking the right hand a little bit further away from the body. Another option is to hook this elbow to the outside of the right knee. And then you can open your chest maybe a little bit more out to the sides. Shoulders are equally down to the floor. And also while you're in the twist, just notice if you're hanging in your lower back. Then you want to lift out of there. Feeling both sitting bones steadily on the floor. And lifting out of your lower back. Taking one more breath. And out. On the inhale, come back to the center. Take a little rotation to the other side. And then cross your legs. Maybe the way you're not used to. And stepping gently back, downward facing dog. Taking one breath in between. And out. On the inhale, lifting the left leg up. And now stepping in between your hands. Holding the outside of the left foot. And walking your right hand a little bit more up. On the inhale, lifting your right leg up towards the ceiling, pointing the toes, and folding over this left standing leg. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and out. Let's take one final breath here. And on the exhale, bending both knees and gently spiral down to come and sit on the floor with your butt. And now the left foot is next to your, well done. Your left foot is on the floor next to your right knee. Right foot is near your left sitting bone. Left hand behind you. We're going to lift out of those sitting bones. out of the lower back, pressing yourself to the front of your sitting bones. On the inhale, now reaching up with the right hand, so finding length in the spine, and with that length, you twist and turn to the left side. Maybe hook the elbow to the outside of the left knee, or maybe hug the knee into your chest, walking the hand further away from the body. For the twist. Breathing gently. So the breath really intensifies the whole twist. But you also might notice that it's a little bit harder to breathe in the twists. You don't forcefully breathe now, but try to make the breath as deep as possible. Also purification process of the body. On the inhale, now come back to the center and come for a little derotation. And then cross the legs again and stepping back gently to a downward facing dog. Taking one deep breath in and out. On the inhale, look forward to a high plank. And on the exhale, lower the whole body down to the floor. And then let's bring the arms alongside the body. Bring the big toes together, gluing the hands to the thighs. And we're going to come up for Shalabhasana. So first on the inhale, lifting your chest. Come as high as possible. And then also start bringing your legs from the floor. Keeping your big toes together and lifting your legs up from your navel center. Keeping your both legs as straight as possible. Breathing in gently. Exhale. And taking one more breath. And bring the right ear down. Or release everything. Take a rest. Bring your to the center, and this time bring your hands underneath your shoulder heads, or maybe even a little bit further down if you're super flexible in your back. This time the feet come hip width apart, and we start to engage the legs already by pressing the pubic bone into the floor, pressing the tops of the feet into the floor, and then lifting the knees of the floor. Then you feel that your legs start to engage. That also protects your lower back. And then on the inhale, let's lift the chest away from the floor. Bring the elbows into the ribs. Think of lengthening your tailbone towards your heels. And just lifting yourself up on the breath as high as it feels still comfortable. Breathing in. You can bring your hands down to the floor. Press your hands on the floor to lift yourself a little bit higher. And on the next exhale, bring the left ear down and take a rest. Maybe bring your ankles out to the sides to release the lower back. Center. And now we're going to come to a swings posture. It means that the elbows are right underneath your shoulders and your underarms are really firmly down onto the floor. And the feet are hip width apart. And also here you start engaging the legs. You're pressing the feet and the pubic bone into the floor, lifting the knees off the floor. And you really feel that your legs start to engage. And from here, we first start to bring the left hand to the point where the right hand is. And then we're going to lift the right foot, flex the foot. And we're going to reach forward with the right arm and gently move it back, holding the inner right ankle. Keep keep that foot flexed. And look over your right shoulder towards the right foot. And if you notice that you're hanging in this left shoulder, then just become aware of that lifting out of the shoulder. Breathing towards your chest. Exhale. Don't strain, there's really no need. Listen to your own breath. Taking one final breath. And exhale, let go. Come back to the Sphinx posture. So you really make sure that you're in the right starting position. Engaging the legs, bring the right hand to the left place where the left hand is. Then start to flex this leg and foot, reaching out to the front with the left arm. And then slowly bring it back, holding the inside of the left ankle. And then you can really bring your left foot a little bit further away so you can gently pull yourself a little bit more up. Lifting out of that right shoulder. Looking towards the left foot. Gentle breathing. Keep on reaching with your tailbone. That's the end of the spine. Reach it toward your right heel. So there's length in your lower back. Taking one final breath. And exhale, letting go of that leg. And make a pillow out of your hands. Bring your feet a little bit wider than the hips, resting the ankles out to the side. Rest your forehead on the hands. And if you like, you can shake your hips from left to right. Releasing the tension maybe in lower back. And then bring your forehead to the floor. Bring your arms first alongside the body. And then start bending those legs, making sure that the knees are hip width apart. You start flexing the feet, and then you can start reaching back to hold your outer ankles. Take a breath in while your forehead is still on the floor, and on the exhale you gently start to peel your chest off the floor and coming for a full Dhanurasana. So you start bringing your toes a little bit away from the body. So you kind of lift yourself up, of course without using force, a little bit more up, opening your chest fully, keeping your knees together, keeping the big toes also pointed in, not out to the sides. Taking one more breath. And on the exhale, gently release yourself to the floor. Right ear comes down. And if you like, you can again bring your ankles out to the side. So you release the lower back. And massage or roll your hips from left to right. Rolling over to come and lay on your back. Make sure that you have a block handy. Like in a moment we're going to place a block underneath the lower back of the sacrum in length with our spine. So we don't place a block horizontally corresponding to the spine, but we really bring the block in one line with the spine. Alright? That's kind of important. Yeah? You don't have a block? Ja, ik kom er eentje in geven. Super. So first, bend the legs. Make sure that both feet are steadily on the floor. And on the next inhale, lift your hips up. And then place the block on the short side in length with your spine on the sacrum. So you know probably by now what your sacrum is. It's really as low as possible. So then you can really melt over the block. Alright, let's place the block to the side And I'm going to show you what we're going to do, because I see that a lot of you have placed a block wrong on your back. So first, come and lay on your back, and then I can touch my heels with my fingertips. I have my block handy, and then I'm lifting my hips up, and I'm placing the block just above my butt crack, so to say. And then I'm placing it in this shape in relationship to my spine. And from here, I can simply melt over the block, so there is no tension in my lower back or in my butt muscles, but I can really relax over the whole block. And I even might interlace the fingers behind my back around the block, close my eyes, and really melt over it. So you can really feel that all the tension in your lower back just melts away. Try to bring it as low as possible so you don't hurt yourself in your spine by placing the block in your sacrum. If you're not sure, please raise your hand so I can come and help you. It should feel really comfortable actually. And if you like, you can interlace your fingers behind the back and roll your shoulders a little bit more under. Place your wrists to the floor and breathing towards the heart space. Staying there for a couple of breaths. Taking 3 more gentle breaths. And then gently bring the block away from underneath you. Place it to the sides. And slowly start bringing your knees into the chest, rounding your lower back. Drawing some small circles on the sacrum. Closing your eyes. Shaking your legs out to the sky. And with your knees bent, wrap your right leg around the left one. Hook the foot behind the left calf muscle. And place the left foot on the floor in one line with the spine. Lift the hips up from the floor and place them a little bit to the right. And then bring your knees to the left. And hold your right knee with your left hand. Bring your right arm out to the side. Look over your right shoulder to the right hand, or you might want to close your eyes. Next inhale, bring your knees back to the center, and then let's come to the other side. out one more time. And then come and lay in a gentle Shavasana. Maybe covering yourself up with a blanket that you brought from home, or maybe a sweater so you can keep the body warm. Bring the feet a little bit wider than the hips. And allowing the toes to drop towards the sides. Bring the arms away from the body. And resting your full shoulders down to the floor. Take a deep breath in, filling up the whole heart space. And on the exhale, really release everything that needs to be released. And you can repeat it 2 times. So allow the exhales to let the body sink a little bit deeper into the earth. It's a beautiful posture, Shavasana, to shift from your doing mode, your thinking mode, towards simply feeling and being. Slowly start to breathe a little bit deeper. And do whatever you need to do to finally come and sit up, like at the start of class. So you might want to stretch out the body, or you might want to wiggle the toes and the fingertips with your fullest attention. But always there's something that I'd like to do is simply keeping my eyes closed. We've created this beautiful relation of intimacy with ourselves. And it's always nice to keep that at least until the end of class. So then it might be helpful to keep the eyes closed. Finding the body sitting in a steady and comfortable seat. Just notice what the breath is doing right now. You don't need to control it. Just allow it to happen as it comes naturally. Becoming aware of the mind, all the thoughts that come up, the emotions that you might experience, or there might be simply nothing at all right now. It doesn't matter, no expectations, nothing is going to happen. Allow it to be just as it is. It's already perfect. Uniting your hands together in front of the heart space. Exhaling together. Breathing deeply in, filling up. Sadhguru Bhagavan Ki Jai. Like you can bow forwards. Sharing and receiving the fruits of your practice. And then slowly take your time to come out of class. Thank you for being here tonight. you did very well, all. Thank you for sharing your lovely practice tonight. And I hope to see you around. If you have any concerns or questions, you can always come to me after class. And I hope to see you around. Have a beautiful evening. Thank you.
Om